Right then, it's the first episode of my new series where I'm going to be making an archive of documenting tower blocks. So I particularly want to document tower blocks because a lot of people seem to not care about them. And a lot of tower blocks are being pulled down or being refurbished, which is why it's very important to make an archive. And in this archive, I want to show the outsides of the tower blocks, the communal areas, and most of all, the service areas, because the service areas I find the most interesting. And in this first video, I'm going to be looking at the Lansbury estate. I'm also going to be doing a video on the Salisbury Market estate separately. And the Lansbury estate I find very interesting because tower blocks look really nice and it's got a really unusual service area above the tower blocks. Let's go! So then, before I show you tower blocks in the daytime, here's a little scene of what the tower blocks now look like at night. The council have added blue LEDs to them, which gives them a very sort of nice sort of blue effect.
Why have they added blue LEDs all over this tower? Why? What does it gain?
So then, let's now start looking around these tower blocks.
I'm recording tower blocks for heritage. I'm looking around all of the secret areas to record them in case these blocks ever get knocked down, because no one seems to care about these blocks, which is why it's so important to record them. This is Norwich House in the popular area, and it's got about 10 floors, and it's an unusual design that you only get around this area. There's about 4 of these blocks here. Coming in, you've got bog standard tower block doors. You've got this passage here. You've got some styling. On this. Then you've got 2 lifts, both placed with digital advance. You've got digital advanced Zeta voice. Generic. Yeah, it looks like ILE, but with digital advanced controlling it. Dewhurst down there. Precision lifts, that's horrible company.
Precision Services Limited. Oh shit.
10.
Please, shut up.
And on this, because it's digital advanced, you put in your floor and it says it. So G is always ground. You put 10, it'll say floor 10. If you have a garden level and you call it G, it'll still call it ground. You can't set the voice independently to the indicator like you can on other models. So this one is 0, so it'll say floor 0. So you literally put in what you want on the indicator and the lift says it. If the lift doesn't have a message, so you put Z, which doesn't have a message for it, it'll read it, so it'll literally say floor Z. This is like your communal area. You've got 4 flats on each floor. You've got a view out the window, which looks like that. Got another one of the same blocks up there. Got 2 lifts.
Door opening.
There's a very sort of bog standard lift. Lift's not that interesting. Some flats have grills on their door because they're worried about being attacked. And if we come back here, that's your door to the motorroom. It's a very big, heavy door. Out here you can see the other towers near here. You've got some new towers being built, some cranes, which I tried and failed at climbing. Over there you've got Balfron, which is a classic. Balfron classic there. Next to it has a new tower, which has a concierge who's a bit of a cunt. That new building's quite nice. That building there's got a Gen 2. That one there, I'm not sure what that's got. That down there's got a weird little generic-y lift. And there's lots and lots of blocks around here. And here's the stairs, which looks like that. Got 3 poles. So your stairs look like that, but the thing which I most want to see is what the service areas look like. The thing that's most interesting about this tower is the unusual layout of their service area. It's very different from any other tower I know of. So you go through this door here, and let's take a look. So when you go in, as soon as you go through this door, you've got this little tiny weird ladder. So this is what it looks like down here. We go up this little ladder to the first level of the 2-stage service area. And there's your light switch. Turns on the lights. So this is the first level, and notice the lifts don't stop here. Motors on the second level. That's your hatch for winching up lift motors to your motorroom. Your water tanks, and this layout is like no other tower. I do not know of a single tower quite like this. It's your ladder that goes from 10th floor to 11th floor, which is your first level, to 12th floor, which is your second service level. Up here is your water tanks. This ordinary water tanks. That one's empty. That one's empty, but that one there is in use. And that is what it looks like. Bit of concrete there, some brick there. More water tanks, a lot of water tanks here. You'll look out on the roof, which is through there later. Now we're going to go up to the next level of this service area. 10th floor, 11th floor, 12th floor. Now this is a very unusual service area because there's nothing quite like it, and that's asbestos moulded together. But it's not deteriorating, so it's fine. Actually, it is deteriorating a bit. Maybe it's not so fine. And this is your fan. 2 modes, normal mode and fire mode. So that's in normal mode. That's fire mode. So that's fire mode. We'll switch it back to normal mode because we leave it how we found it. And that's what's it like in normal mode. And this in through there is your motor room. There's your fan ducts. Got breeze blocks on this level. And now we're going to take a look in the two motor rooms, there and there. Here we've got Thames Valley here. Bi-directional governor. We've also got anti-movement protection, so that's your top range governor. That there puts it on, takes away the anti-movement protection for fire brigade to hand wind it. There's your motor, which is bog standard new motor. Pinching beam there, asbestos ceiling. Here, this is a server. I'm not quite sure why I've got a server. This was on last time I was here, it's now off. I do not know what it's doing here. So now that's your monitoring station. It monitors inspection and alerts everyone when it goes on inspection. And now to activate the Thames Valley control, you have to put the card in. So stick our Thames Valley card in, it activates the logic. That's logged in. So now we can look at the fault log. So log in, log out, view enter calls. That's probably the most interesting thing, so you can make the lift move.
Lights off, lights on.
Then if you go out of there, you can go. Then we can also take a look at the event log, see if anything's happened to this lift. Now if you go out, logger, that's it. Then view event log, and we can see what's happened. So you've got logged in, this is obviously me, because I just put my card in. Things like the door edge seems to have a few problems, actually mainly has safety edge problems. Car delay, and just view all the problems the lift has got. And generally I'd say those problems aren't exactly major, there's a very minor problem. So this lift is in good working order. And I know someone's been in here, because when I was last in here I always leave these cabinets closed. When the engineer who was last here didn't close the cabinet, so he's not a very good engineer, is he? But it's always best to leave it closed to keep the dust out. That's bullshit, that is.
This device benefits from eco-saving features. Fuck you.
We go across to the other motor room. It's called in mirror image. Actually no, it's not, a cabinet's in a slightly different place.
And no server.
No, there's no server in here. And then we've got here the maintenance log that will tell you everything that's happened to the lift recently. So we're now going to go from level 12. There's a little skylight. It's quite weird for a plant room. And go down from level 12 to level 11 where you can get out onto the roof. Now come out onto the roof. And that's what the roof looks like. The roof's fairly ordinary looking. And we've got here the roof. Got here the cranes over there. Balfron, we can see Balfron. Over there we've got Canary Wharf. We've got this tower here, which I'm definitely going to do a review of, because that's a particularly interesting tower. So stay tuned for a review of that one. Oh, what is this? What is this they've got? What on earth is this blue stuff? That's like a crane or hoist. That is weird. They've recently added some LED lighting to us. This tower at night time lights up blue. It's a really nice feature. It's added this really nice lighting effect. And over here, yeah, there's more of these towers. I was wrong, there's 6 of them. There's this one, and there's 5 more. There's lots of them, they're all absolutely identical. And you see from the outside, ordinary tower, but the service area on top's the interesting bit. There's a lot of these towers. You're going to look at that one there, because the lifts are different. So let's take a look at the next tower. Just before we leave this tower, visual light switches, that's very nice. And now go to the next tower, which will go 9, get on it, then go down 6 and we'll go off at 7. Does it have shaft lights? No, it doesn't.
Oh, what's that?
It's got a monitor there, monitors inspection.
Chassis.
The very bog standard lift shaft for a tower block would be an express, it's now generic. Now if we get off. So let's get a recording of the Zeta voice messages.
This lift is going down.
To your mama.
Floor 9, floor 8, floor 6, floor 5, floor 4, floor 3, floor 2, floor 1, floor 0.
So this is the estate. We've got several of these blocks. We've just done that one. That's Norwich House, what we've just done. The next one we're going to try is this one, because this has got older lifts. So now we got along to Osterley House. So everything's identical, but the lifts. No, this one's in odds and evens. The other one's in all floors. This is odd and evens. And not much difference between these lifts.
Apart from just the indicators.
So every single bit of this is identical apart from the lifts. So we were in that tower. We're now going to take a look at this tower. The only thing different is the doors that are different to the motorrooms. Slightly different to the others, not much in it. So this one is identical, it's Thames Valley again. The only thing different is, it's got an older voice. Digital lift controls rather than digital advanced. So it's older. It looks like international lift equipment, but it's not. So it's like an older one, except sadly voice doesn't work, because the voice on this is a really nice voice. It goes, "This lift is going up." For some reason the voice is disabled. Program indicators, LCD setup, display settings, test parameters, time and event, speech settings, let's see, speech message 1, this lift. So exactly the same except with the older board. First time I've ever seen this older board, the old digital lift controls board with the old bodgy voice, rather than the newer Zeta and Piccadilly voices which you get on the digital advanced boards, which is like the update to that board. And everything else in this tower is identical to the last one. So now I'm going to check out the other towers. I think we're just going to check them out to see if the lifts are the same, or if they've got different lifts. Because the service areas are the same on every single tower, although this is a very interesting service area. It's one of the most interesting ones of all the towers in London, simply because it's on 2 different floors. I was wrong, this one does have a voice. It's the other one that didn't have the voice.
Whatever this is called, generic. You heard. Oh, someone's pressing the button.
Now it's quite a rare message here you rarely get to hear, which is the fire message for this voice, which I've never actually heard this. So the very first time for me to hear the fire message of this voice.
This lift is under fire control operation.
That says it very weird. Yeah. Our next block is Maidstone House. Lifts in Maidstone House are different indicators. And I think they're still going to be fairly similar to the other ones. No spitting or urinating in the lifts. The fact they've put a sign up to tell people that. It's different. Thames Valley voice. This is the most original one here. Still got that original panel. When it was a Benny. That's a Benny size panel on express size. These are originally Benny lifts.
Yes.
So yeah, Benny Wall. I should have spotted that. Benny Wall. Sadly, no Benny spot sign. They've replaced it. Please not urinate or spit in the lift.
Offenders will be prosecuted. How would they know if we urinated in a lift or spat?
The indicator says the wrong things. Multiplex there. The multiplex has gone wrong.
Doors opening.
Lift going down.
And now we go to the next motorroom in this tower, because the lifts here are different, so let's see how different the motorroom looks. This is the most original. Look at that door and the frosted windows. Maidstone House is definitely the best so far of these buildings. Let's see if the motorroom's any different to the other towers. Oh, slightly different. The water tank position of the water tank's different to the other towers. So door to motorroom's got a sign. Lansbury Council. That does look very old. That's very old. Someone's done some graffiti on that sign. Here's some original. Oh, that's a lot better. That's original.
Cone?
Cone. Yeah, Benny Motors. Benny brought in their parts. They ain't got a Cone logo there. So Benny Lift brought in motor from Cone, and usually they buy in a cabinet from Express, but the cabinet has sadly been changed. Again, Thames Valley. Yeah, using Thames Valley on every single lift. So that is not really that interesting, so that's the same. But that there is interesting, because that's the only one so far to have this motor. Now would have indicator. So on top is just see it's got an original Benny inspection control. No, inspection control has been replaced, it's not an original one.
Shit. The lottery ticket there.
Back on, I just got it back since someone's been there. Someone's definitely, I kind of just fallen like that back. Someone's been playing with the lift. That's wrong, that's on first floor, isn't it? It says ground. That indicator is wrong. So I'm starting to think multiplex error, simply because the voice says it correct. It's just the indicator that's wrong. So I think it says multiplex error. Salisbury House. So in Salisbury House, we've got these. I think it's identical. This one looks a bit less cleaned up. It's a bit grubbier. Original door. All the others have their doors replaced.
When entering early. Now this looks old.
Yeah, this does look original. This is identical to the last ones we went in. They have same panel with buttons gone, same buttons, same indicator, same voice, identical.
Same door.
Yeah. So that building was Salisbury House, and now we're going to go to the next building. I think there's 2 more to do, I think. Yeah, we've done 4. So next one, let's try this building. The next place is Talbot House. This building This one, nav. I think the last one, Salisbury House, was the most interesting. It's had original doors. This one's got replaced doors. And the door's not even locking properly. That's not very good. Got the same patterns on the concrete. It smells of carpet. Digital advanced indicator. This is like the first one. These ones are modernised more recently. And they go to all floors, not every other floor.
Yes.
Digital advanced lift. Safe standing area. Do not lean over handrail. Who would be dumb enough to do that? About 1.5 metres a second. I've updated it so it stops at all floors rather than every other floor.
I think it was probably default.
Monitoring. That's fine. Okay, we've just spotted something that we shouldn't know about before. Plant room. Let's take a look. Nothing. I've just got some lower tanks, plant room, some stuff up there. There's like a lower water tank at the bottom of the building. Nothing that much of interest in here.
Something definitely used to do here.
Yeah.
Like where I'm standing right now.
There must be in the old water tank.
Yeah.
So the next building we're doing is Essex House. Let's see if this one's got any differences. This one looks like it's been updated a bit, so you've got a mosaic bit at the front and it looks a lot cleaner and better nick. So it's probably going to have the latest lifts. These ones are identical to the last building we went in and the first building we went in. Brand new tiles, and the lift is digital advanced Zeta voice.
Let's go to 10.
So it's identical to the other one, so we're not going to bother filming this one. This isn't the last building, because just over there's another. No, that's different. I think the architecture's slightly different on that one. We'll take a look at one as well. First, we're going to take a look at this one. It's different. The blocks we're looking at was just 6 of them. This 7th block, Colebrook House, is actually different. But let's include it anyway in this video. This last building, completely different architecture to the first 6. So we had 6 of them with that really interesting architecture. And this one, you enter this way, go through this nice old window. Well, it's kind of similar. So you've got the 2 lifts like that. This is kind of similar, but not quite the same. You've got a typical Tower Hamlets camera in a pod, which is typical of Tower Hamlets.
And which we have to do this.
Oh, yeah.
This one's
every other floor again.
What do you call it?
Every other floor. Yeah, the lift's not as big. It's like the architecture's really similar, but smaller. It's like a cheaper version of the other towers.
Jesus Christ!
Dry tracks. This tower's a bit different to the others, but it's nowhere near as interesting. The other ones are much, much more interesting than this one. Oh look, A&A inspection control. But other than that, it's nothing really.
Like, put on inspection and get... What the hell? Normal?
Maintenance control.
Oh my god, some people have definitely been in there to graffiti on stuff.
Oh yes. You can't exactly force open a GAL door, that means people had to be in the shaft to do it. Busbridge House. Here's the same, although this one's got this, which is quite nice. So, yeah, let's do it in fire mode.
Lift on fire service. Lift on fire service.
Right, which floor shall we go to? I think we should go to 9, shall we? This one's kind of fast. Oh, original indicator. It's not been blanked.
Doors opening. Doors opening.
We're on ground floor.
Electrical intake. Under no circumstances this may soon be used for storage. And that's what it looks like. Got some fuses. That, or whatever that's doing up there. And pretty much got everything, original signal things